What is the case for owning Japanese equities now that the Bank of Japan has redirected ETF purchases from the Nikkei to the topics?
Well, I'd say from what I've seen on the headlines there that there won't be any change to the policy around the 10-year. So that will take some of the steam out of the banks in Japan, which have been bid over the last week or so on the back of these rumours. And then regarding the switch from Nikkei into topics, I think that's more of a sector story rather than a top-down index story.
But it was always premature, wasn't it, to expect even the merest hint of anything hawkish or even the merest hint of anything consistent with tightening at this meeting, since inflation is so far off that 2% mark, right?
Yeah, I think the conundrum that the BOJ have got is they're getting a larger and larger part of the Japanese bond market. So if they want to plan to be sort of bunkered down for longer, they're probably actually going to have to slow down the pace of which they're buying bonds anyway. So they're trying to come up with a strategic way to do that. And at the same time, their policies are sort of hindering credit growth because of the impacts it's having on bank margins. So they've really got a difficult situation at their hands here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of policy tweaks down the line. I think regarding going into today, JGBs are around about 5 basis points positive before these sort of rumours came out. So you can understand why traders would have a go at taking yields higher, because they could probably take them to around about 20. So you got sort of 15 basis points upside and maybe 5 downside. So if you think there's a better than 30% chance of something happening today, it was a pretty good trade, but it certainly wasn't fully baked in.
Okay, Geoff, I've got 2 questions for you. From what we know so far, from the statement, from the decision, what's been in print, and we'll have to hear what Haruhiko Kuroda has to say starting 2:30 p.m. Hong Kong, Singapore time, or 3:30 Tokyo local. I want to know, does this actually ease the pain on financials, one? And my second question is what we know going to allow the BOJ to keep rates lower for longer, even longer now?
Well, I don't think it eases the pain on the financials, because the hope there was to get a steeper yield curve. So what the market's really been hoping to see is a slowing of the buying of longer dated bonds, which would push yields up at the back end, get that steeper curve and help the net interest margin for banks. So I don't think that is a positive. And whether the BOJ can carry on at this ongoing pace is questionable, I think, because, as I said before, they're just getting such a big part of the market.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.